What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I finally have my Brynhild. Can you believe it? It's been all this time and I've been surviving without Brynhild. The reason why I've built Brynhild is because I do now have Santa E3. Well, I have met E4 because I got lucky, but I wouldn't have built my Brynhild unless I had Santa E3 purely because E3 makes it, that apple is just huge for Brynhild. The fact that she can, you know, lose all her health and then come back, and if she's on a bloodthirsty aura, we'll go through some stuff together. This is a build and showcase on how to best build your Brynhild. Because, you know, you need to build her right. She's not going to be any good in arena if she's not built right. I mean, yeah, okay, you may beat some teams, but when you're going against strong players, it's just not going to happen. She's going to be weak. It's not going to be enough. So let's have a little discussion about her skills. Deals 2 stages of 240% defense damage each to a single enemy. This attack ignores immortal, damage immunity, and shield. So it doesn't matter. Like, they are just disregarded. Soul of Wolf Spirit selects an ally and summons Wolf Spirit to possess them. Wolf Spirit can only possess up to one ally except self, reducing all the damage taken by the possessed ally by 40%. Meanwhile, Wolf Spirit counterattacks the attacker, dealing 200% of Brynhild's defense damage when a possessed ally takes active damage. The Wolf Spirit possessed ally cannot have consolidation, can be stacked with counterattack. Now, I don't see much use of Soul Wolf Spirit. I mean, if you guys do, then let me know. I would say it's better in PvE, but you know, PvP, I can't really see it being much of a use. The passive is massive. Increases self all damage dealt by 20% and grants self 40% extra crit damage during the heavy sword form. Meanwhile, Wolf Spirit additionally pursues and attacks the main target when the possessed ally releases basic attacks proactively. Now, yeah, okay, you can say, well, Wolf Spirit's attacking, but I don't really think that's where most of our damage is coming from. Protein. I'm going to say protein. It's not. That isn't how you would normally say protein. Protean. I don't know. Brynhild switches to the heavy cannon form and resets the cooldown of Soul Scouring Impact. The skill's cooldown cannot be reduced or increased by other effects. Let's have a look at the skill switch. This is the big one. Soul Scouring Impact deals 280% defense damage to all enemies after removing all the buffs on them. It also has a chance to hypnotize. It's very good buff removal. The passive now, she has 2 battle forms, Heavy Cannon and Heavy Sword. Her initial form is Heavy Cannon, which reduces self all damage received by 20% and grants her an additional 40% effect resistance. Meanwhile, summons Wolf Spirit to possess self at the beginning of battle. Counterattacks launched by Wolf Spirit will deal damage to all enemies. That didn't read the same, did it? No, it didn't. So in this form, it's much better because every time she's being attacked, you're counterattacking against them. Heavy Sword out, she'll just switch back to the other status. In Heavy Cannon form, Wolf Soul Cannon Reed deals 180% defense damage for single and a 70% chance to inflict silence, and reduces the target's turn meter by 15%, which is nice. Right, that's good. That's handy. Let's have a quick look at her exclusives. There is an 80% chance to inflict Hypnotize for 1 turn when Soul Scouring Impact deals damage. Meanwhile, damage dealt by Wolf Spirit has an additional 40% piercing rate, which increases to 60% when crit is landed. This is why crit rate is so important on Brynhild. When Brynhild releases Soul of Wolf Spirit on Wolf Spirit possessed allies, grants them Surging Soul for 2 turns, which grants them 1 immediate action turn and increases their crit damage by 40%. Okay, but that's a bit of use there, isn't it, from the Wolf Spirit? See, I like reading through these because I learn more about the heroes at the same time as well. Level 2 increases Brynhild's turn meter by 20% when she casts Wolfblade Slash proactively, or increases her turn meter by 40% if the target health is below 50%. Brynhild acts 1 extra turn if this attack inflicts a kill. Silence inflicted by Wolf Soul Cannery cannot be removed. Level 3, when casting Heavy Sword out, increases all allies' crit damage by 60% for 2 turns when casting Protein. Resets the cooldown of all allies' active skills and increases their tenacity by 60% for 2 turns. You know, E3 is, you know, it's a must. It's not just about the exclusives, it's also about the increase. You know, again, this defense rate increase and health rate increase is huge. Also, level 4 and level 5 are very good as well because you will want some speed on your Brynhild. Don't build her so slow. Okay, don't build her so slow. You will want her to take a turn because you need her to get into Heavy Cannon reform. Not just for buff removal, but for the passive as well. So if you're lacking on that speed, that's great for that. It's also good for the stats. But be aware, it is 100 mythic fragments. And is it worth it? possibly, potentially, maybe, depending how many you have. For me, I'm still sitting on 250 mythic fragments, and I haven't upgraded her because I'm waiting for the next mythic. I'm waiting for the next mythic to see what it's like, because I don't want to get to it and be like, oh, goodness sake, I wish I still had 250 mythic fragments. I may even have those spare by the time I get to it. Emblems. These are the emblems set up for Brynhild. If you want to go ahead and copy this for free. This is for a crit rate, crit damage build, which is the best build for a Brynhild. It is the best build for a Brynhild. So I will let you copy that one, and I will move out of this now, making sure I do move my camera, because it's often I don't, isn't it? Let's be honest. The best aura for Brynhild, honestly, in my opinion, is Bloodthirst aura. The higher it is, the better. This effect is doubled when landing a crit, but this means that every time she's hitting back with that passive, she's going to be healing. She's very hard to kill, especially with Santa's Apple. The other best aura would be, is it Boss Slayer aura? I think the Mega guys use. Increases direct damage down, and you know, increases. It's just nasty. You can just do so much damage. But again, I still prefer Bloodthirsty aura. What would you use instead of Bloodthirsty aura? That's a tricky one as well. That is a tricky one. You could potentially go for Bold Confidence aura, and you could say, well, I'm getting a crit damage boost, and she's often above 90% health, so I can actually be a little bit lax on some crit rate, but then that is still a risky build to do. A Fearless aura could be handy, reducing that direct damage taken, meaning, you know, she's not going to need that leech as much because she's not taking as much damage, but she will still take a lot of damage from damage over times. Where'd the other one be? You could use Deep Targeting aura for the direct damage increase, but then if you're just going to go for direct damage increase, I'd probably go for Victory Rush aura. It's very cheap and easy to use. I don't really know what else. I mean, you could go for Frenzy Bloodlust aura. In fact, this is probably the second best aura, isn't it, after Bloodthirsty aura? Because, you know, when landing a crit, and you'll be landing a crit, you can have up to 24% more leech. You've got very good stats on this as well if you get it leveled up. This is only at 12%, so it's at 24% at 0 star. Whereas I could have this right now up at 24% as well. But I get extra stats from this, so Bloodthirst aura is better for me. Let's have a look at the equipment. Let's have a look at the equipment now and how we will build her. So the best set for her is Night Set. Night Set is the best set for that defense and crit rate. Other than that, I mean, you can go. I would like to see someone build her on a Fearless set if they've got the gear for it, a crit rate and leech. But you would need crazy defense rate, you would need crazy crit damage. Again, you could go down the tough set route, but you would need a ton of crit rate and crit damage on those rolls. So it's really all about what you can roll. You possibly could even go down the hardening set. Again, you just need the rolls. Night set is the best way to build her because you have everything you need in this defense and crit rate. And yeah. It would be nice on tough set, possibly for the effect resistance increase. That will help because the stats needed are as follows. As you can see here, it is defense, speed, crit rate, and crit damage. But you will want effect resistance. This is huge for PvP because you all know what it's like. If she gets CC'd, then her passive cannot hit back. We'll do a bit more of that in the battle so you can see. But you need to get 100% crit rate, or as close as you can get to it. You need to really focus on that crit damage. You need to aim for like 1800 speed, and it has to be. This defense is low on mine. 42,000 is not enough. Ideally, I want it to be around 44k, and again, health isn't the highest either. But I'm happy with mine. I'm happy with this Brynhild. Let's have a look at how my gear rolled. So we had a quad roll on crit rate here, which is insanely lucky. We had a double crit rate here, but then 2 into health. We had 2 in defense rate, 1 into crit rate, 1 into flat defense, which isn't too bad. But this piece really does let me down. Defense, attack, healing effect, and mastery too. Like, it does nothing for me. But I need that set bonus. On the artifact, go for crit damage. If you can't get the crit rate, go for crit rate. Focus onto crit rate into your substats, defense rate if you can get it, effect resistance if you can get it. This is the best artifact I could possibly muster at the moment. You could go for crit rate and crit damage subs with defense rate and effect resistance, that kind of thing. On your second artifact, effect resistance, crit rate, defense rate, crit damage, those kind of stats. On your final piece, go for speed, go for crit damage, go for defense rate, go for effect resistance. This is how we need to focus. Ideally, you do want to have like as close to 100% effect resistance as you can get. Yes, we do pair her up with Pauline, which helps hugely. But as much as you can get, because once you're CC'd, you're out of the game. You're out of the game. You want to aim for 100% crit rate. You want to aim for as much crit damage as you can get, as much defense as you can get, and you want to aim for like 1800 speed to have a solid Brynhild. So yeah, I mean, it's tough getting those stats. I know. And yes, I do have a very good sanctuary, so I understand that. But let's go and have a little look at her in arena. So let's cancel out advanced arena a moment. I was just doing some battles in that. Let's go to classic arena a moment. Senior Chef has a nasty team. Marvel and Nordak at the moment is nasty, along with Pauline, Santa, and a E5 Brynhild. Let's just test it. Now, I use Marvel, I use Pauline, I use Brynhild. I need to move myself across before I forget. Boom. Obviously, we're using Santa now as well. So big for this. He does have Pauline at E3. This is it's most likely going to be a loss for me, okay? It's most likely going to be a loss for me. The fact that Nordak and Marvel together is like permanent damage immunity is insane. But let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so we're just going to self-buff a moment. These can't be removed because we will do that. Cooldown reduction with our Ben Austin. Here we go. We can extend and buff removal, buff, block, whatever it is, so they can't steal them. We are going to defense up rather than stealth up and cleanse CC because there was nothing to cleanse at that point. So we come straight in and we strip buffs where he already has the buff removal up as well from Marvel, so that's not going to work. We target this Pauline now. And can we land any CCs? Yeah, we can on this. I mean, there's so many buffs going on here. So much going on here. Let's reduce the cooldowns with our Marvel. It's huge. I can't see much happening in this match. I can't see anyone dying. I need to try and get rid of this this Marvel, honestly. Honestly, I need to try and get rid of her. I mean, Sansa is another very good one to get rid of, but this Marvel is going to be a pain because these constantly casting is not fun. It is not fun at all. I don't think we can kill. Like, there's just so much going on here. Come on. Kill her. Get rid of that apple. Make me happy. Okay, the apple has gone, which is good. They're frozen. We can extend the buffs here. We can then strip a buff with Pauline. We can then hit again. Okay, Marvel is down. Marvel is down. We're next going to focus Nicholas, because I don't want to be getting CC'd and all that malarkey. Ugh. Let's extend his cooldowns. Ben Austin is so good for that. And the fact we can keep on using it thanks to Marvel is insane. Marvel, I'm really loving Marvel, I'm telling you. We'll probably save that. Let's try and CC, we do. You know what? I am going to switch out and then switch. Yeah. Should have waited on that. Let's extend their durations again. Let's defense up. Let's try and CC. So Santa is now buggered because he can't be cleansed. Now we can target him. Brynhild is hitting quite nice. Like, you know, she's the only damage here and she's doing a good job, to be fair. Because there are better Brynhilds than mine. Let's extend the durations. Let's extend the buffs. Love Marvel. God, this is a Brynhild showcase. Stop talking about Marvel. That's the apple gone. Let's try and extend the CCs. Brynhild's buggered still. And Santa should be dead now. No, and actually that did me a favour then by him not dying. Are we in heavy cannon form? Are we in heavy cannon form? I don't think we are we? Let's extend. Let's CC. Defense. What's it? That's heavy sword out. We are in heavy sword form, so we can kind of stay in it with Marvel because we can keep refreshing it. Let's go for... Let's kill this Pauline now. I'm not too worried about this Brynhild on the side here. She's kind of left out of the game thanks to Marvel refreshing Santa so often. She's getting frozen a lot. And we've just got so much support here anyway. He's going to struggle to kill. Let's extend. Yeah, that was probably a waste. I probably should have waited for the next turn. We killed this Pauline. Nordak giving this passive buff is so annoying. Right. You know what? I'm switching out. And yeah, it's better doing damage that way. I'm not doing enough in heavy sword form. Yeah, that's better. Don't you heal up. Get that apple gone. What's you doing? You know what's funny? You can't even remove that shield. You cannot even remove that shield from Nordak on his passive, which is crazy, right? It is crazy. Let's strip these buffs a moment and then we'll switch back out in a sec. I'm going to leave them in hypnotized form for now. Let's buff instead of attack. Let's extend the cooldowns, extend the buffs. Now we CC. I leave Nordak till last, and it's probably the wrong way to go. It's that Marvel and friggin' Santis is crazy. I'm gonna switch out and start hitting. Goodness me. This is a long battle. Let's throw it on auto. This is a long battle. But this is what happens at high end. This is what happens when you're using Brynhild. It's support teams. It's not a nuke team. It's not fast. But on auto battle, it's not a problem, is it? It goes much faster. It goes much faster. If you was doing auto combat, I wonder if we would have won if we started off on auto. Probably not. Are we even gonna win this? Are we gonna get it killed before the end? I think this shield from Nordak is so large. He should be your target. Finally, she is dead. Now, it's kind of making me think, do we actually need Brynhild in here with Marvel and Santa like this? Like, do we need it? I guess against certain teams we would. I guess against certain teams we would. Okay. So we did get the win. It was long, but we got the win. Let's target Reaper here, who has Esther E1, Brynhild E5, Nicholas E5, Pauline E4, Ben Austin E5. And let's experiment. Let's just throw it on auto and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I'm not going to target anyone either. I'm just going to let it play out and see how the AI plays with Brynhild in here. Personally, I wouldn't have gone for this to freeze there. Okay, we lost Ben Austin. Marvel got CC'd. Esther with Brynhild is nasty. It's nasty. Yeah. Let's look at this Brynhild stats a moment. 48,000 defense. A lot of crit rate. Not so much crit damage. Effect resistance is at 97%. So that's a lot of effect resistance as well. Okay, let's see what Brynhild does on her own. Is she going to get CC'd? She does get CC'd, but she is going to be out of it in a moment. There we go. And she's going to have leech and stuff. So it'll be interesting to... she got stunned. Yeah, it's GG now. That's game over. See, and this is why you want the effect resistance with the high leech as well. So you can do a lot of damage and heal up. But, I mean, if we look at, say, a speed team here, we don't have the CC in our team, which isn't going to work. This Guilliman will probably nuke, but I'm going to try it anyway just to see how strong his Guilliman is. Because if it's not strong enough, it won't kill Brynhild. He does have Esther E3, meaning she should be. She kills the other three. Now, here we go. This is going to be interesting. Wow, yeah, there you go. Woo, woo, woo. Gotta love it. Gotta love that. The only way to beat that is to kind of single target CC space from the beginning, and then nuke through it. Let's have a look at the Falls team here. Pauline E2, Sansa E3, Brynhild E3, Space E0, Ben Austin E5. We'll leave it on auto and just play it for a moment. Have I got my Pauline set up to cast skill 2 first? We didn't get a cleanse then, which is okay because it will work around on this turn, but these apples are just gross. Marvel, you see the beauty of Marvel there. Ben Austin's now back at full health, so you didn't even lose an apple. He's back at full health. Team starting to come into its own now. And again, this is just on auto AI. We're not targeting anyone here. We're not clicking on anyone. So it will be a bit longer as well because of the way that the AI battles. Long, isn't it? I miss my nuke team. I miss just blasting things. But it's safe. It's very hard to kill. It's very hard to kill. And that's what is good. In fact, I'm going to check my defense and just see how that's been doing since I've changed to Brynhild to see if anyone's been hitting me or not. Okay. Let's have a little look. No. No one's attacked me. Okay. I mean, yeah. It's I mean, I'm not going to be beating these Esters with Brynhild. I can't do that. Because the direct damage is insane. The direct damage boost is just insane. Nordak, we can beat it, but it's very long-winded. It's very long-winded. I also need to change. I need to change that lineup to make it so that Pauline is casting this first. Because of that CC at the beginning is annoying. Let's have a little look at a PvE. Let's have a look at PvE a moment. I really need to push my campaign as well. I just want to go into Demon Abyss, and like you can see the kind of damage that she does. Let's throw in with just because it's satisfying. It's satisfying to watch, to see how good a hero is. But who was it? I remember someone used Allcaster with Brynhild, the Allcaster cheese tactic that we did. And they did it with Brynhild. And the damage was insane. See, she's not one nuking, which is annoying because she jumps from target to target when she does. Oof. Friggin' horrify. But she is mostly a PvP hero. She's not for PvE. You can make use of her in Red Mark Tower for shield removal. But she's not a PvE hero. You can do damage. But against the boss, it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be a lot against the boss. And you would want to keep her in normal form as well against the boss. You wouldn't want to switch her. Just because she deals more damage like this. Should I be throwing up Wolfie on Catherine? Like, I just want to see what this does a moment. So the wolf should counter-attack, yeah? When Catherine's attacked. Yeah. Does. It's not huge, but it's still something. It's still something. It's still something. But that is how you build Brynhild. The higher stats you can get, the better, of course. So good luck to everyone on your gear rolls. That's the main factor here. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Take care. Have a fantastic day, even wherever you are. Goodbye.